myself. Okay, so we should be live. We should be live on Facebook and on YouTube. And this is Stephen, and welcome to the broadcast. Now, I had a conversation with Nick earlier. We were live at 3 o'clock, and things did not go totally according to plan. So I invited Nick to join me on the show today, but I forgot to tell him which side of the camera to join me on. So, Nick, if you are watching, then please do join me in the studio. It's the same link as before. Updates. I've got a couple of blogs that you can check out. One is about green screens because I'm using a green screen today as normal, and it'll tell you how to use a green screen in your broadcast. And I can see you. Good. That refers to our earlier broadcast when we both disappeared off screen, and that video from earlier is being looked at. So thank you, John. It's good to know that we're actually live and can be seen and heard. And as I say, if Nick is around, I say hello to Kelly. Quiz team is arriving. Best side. Yep. Okay, the team is arriving. We can start the quiz in a minute. I'm going to go with 1987. Okay, so I picked 1987. I just need to share my screen and bring up the Chrome tab, and 1987 it is, and I can see it down in the studio. Bring it up on screen, take myself off solo, and remove the dolphins, go picture in picture, that way around, and we're good. Okay, so we're good to go. And we say, Kelly's saying you can see and hear me too, and Corinda, hello again, Corinda. Corinda is saying, hey, John. Okay, hello, Corinda. Right, okay, so without further ado, shall we start the quiz? And Kelly's saying, all right, and Kelly's now transferred from YouTube to Facebook, so that means that they're both working, which is all good. Okay, so I'm going to shrink myself so that I'm not filling too much of the screen, and go there, and there we have it. I'm the right size now. Okay, are you ready? Let's start. Okay, I press play, and we're on Trivia Plaza, and let's begin. Now, the basic idea is we're given a song title and then 4 options as to who had a hit with the song. And the first question is Big Time. And was it sung by Peter Gabriel, Billy Idol, The Smiths, or Debbie Gibson? Now, if you know the answer, then please type it in the comments. If you don't know the answer, then type whatever you want in the comments. But one of these 4 artists had a hit with Big Time. I need some help here because I genuinely don't have a clue. So let's Corinda's watching in stereo, is on both. Slight difference in timing on both, I would think, but thank you. And Peter Gabriel, says Corinda. Okay, now we know there's a delay between Facebook and YouTube and the studio, so I'm going to hang back, and John is going with Peter Gabriel. So we've got 2 votes for Peter Gabriel so far. Any advance on Peter Gabriel? Any more Peter Gabriel fans out there? And Peter Gabriel. Oh, Bruce, nice to see you. And Kelly, Peter Gabriel, and Harper. Hello, Harper. He's going with Peter Gabriel. So we have a resounding 5 or 6 votes for Peter Gabriel. So let's go for Peter Gabriel. Correct. Well played, team. Okay, the second song is Somewhere Out There. Was it by Kool and the Gang, Smokey Robinson, Linda Ronstadt and James Ingram, or Wendy and Lisa? Now, not only have I not heard of some of the songs, I haven't heard of some of the artists. So again, help is required. Well done on the first question, but we have a ways to go yet. So Somewhere Out There, was it by, the choices are Kool and the Gang, Smokey Robinson. I remember we used to, that was Tamla Motown time, and we used to have Tamla Motown parties. Dock of the Bay was always played, and brings back memories. Never mind. Linda Ronstadt and James Ingram, Wendy and Lisa. Okay, so the answers are starting to come in, and first from Corinda, who's saying James Ingram and Linda. Okay, now I'm going to check them out after the show because I've never heard of them. If I could just say, ask Alexa play, then that would work. But thank you everybody who's watching. You've got the gist of this. We're given a song title, which is at the top of the screen, and then 4 artists underneath. We've got to pick one to actually get the question right. And following on, John's playing along too, and Linda Ronstadt. And Kelly's going to Linda Ronstadt. I think we've got an overwhelming majority of votes for Linda Ronstadt at the moment. So I think what we shall do is, I just wait a second for a few more votes if there are any, but I think we've got the right answer. And if I can press the right button, we'll be quiz in. So Linda Ronstadt and James Ingram. Correct. Well played, team. Well done. 2 out of 2. Right, third song is Who Will You Run To? And again, this is from 1987. So 33 years ago. Takes you back, doesn't it? Wow. Who Will You Run To? Was it by Heart, Kenny G, Huey Lewis and the News, or Jody Watley? Okay. And the year was picked by Nick. So people are doing well, Nick. Fonz can't join us this week. Hopefully he'll be here next week. But I thought we'd bring the quiz on there anyway. If anyone wants to be a standing co-host next week, then just let me know and you can be on standby. Okay, so the votes are coming in. And okay, and on the last one, Bruce said Linda Ronstadt too. So Heart from Corinda. Healey is saying Heart too. So that's 2 votes for Heart. It's looking good, looking good. Right, if you can share this broadcast out, I'd be much obliged to you. Then more people will see it. And every comment you make means that more people will see it. So Mr. John Upton is saying Heart too. So we've got 3 votes in out of 8 possible voters. Well, probably 7 because Corinda's watching twice on YouTube and on Facebook. Thank you, Corinda. So it looks like we've got the votes in, and I'm going to go with Heart. Correct. 3 out of 3 are on a roll. Okay. Now this is obviously a play on words. Rebel Without a Pause. The Smiths, Public Enemy, Steve Winwood, or Janet Jackson? Rebel Without a Pause. Was it the Smiths, Public Enemy, Steve Winwood, or Janet Jackson? Okay, there's the options, and we're waiting for answers to come in. And we've got the answers to the last question. We have 3 people playing. If you are watching, then you can join in. This is live. Your comments will be shown on screen along with Corinda's and Kelly's and John's and Bruce's as well. Bruce, if you want to answer this time, I shall put your comment on screen. And Corinda's first to answer, and Corinda is saying Public Enemy. If you agree with Corinda, type Public Enemy 2. If you disagree with Corinda, then type 1 of the 3. One of these is most definitely the correct answer. And let's catch up. Harper is saying Public Enemy. And over to Corinda again. Corinda is saying, and quick question, do you know Quora, is it free or how much is it? Quora, or Quora, as Angelica calls it, is free. You can go to Quora and you'll find me there. You'll find Angelica there. I'll answer this question, then divert over to John. John is saying Public Enemy, and Bruce, you're on screen, Bruce. No, that's my answer, Bruce. That's the answer I've got. Okay, so we are, by the votes that are coming so far, going with Public Enemy. And correct. 4 out of 4. No pressure here. Right, the fifth song is The One I Love, and was it sung by Levert, REM, Billy Idol, or Jodie Watley? Just to go back to Corinda's question for the moment, a comment from Bruce first. We're doing this for fun, Bruce. Don't worry about it. Okay. Yeah, I'm over on Quora. I've started my own group on Quora, which is for live video production to promote the live video blueprint. I'm talking to Joe about that tomorrow. And I know we've been delayed. It's been a long while since we first thought of this back in September, but it will surface. And when it does, be good. Okay, the votes are coming in. Let's go back to the serious stuff. Corinda is saying REM. John is saying REM. Kelly is saying REM. So we have 3 votes for REM. Okay, and 4. We've got 4 votes. Well, I can't argue with any of that. I'm going to go straight over to the board and I'm going to press REM. Great. 5 out of 5. All right. Okay. Song number 6, Something So Strong, was the hit made by Atlantic Star, Lisa and Cult Jam, REM, or Crowded House. Now, just a reminder, I know REM are showing up on this board, but we do know from past experience that people have been allowed to have more than one song in the 10. So don't let that put you off. If you think it's REM, go for REM. If you think it's Atlantic Star, go for Atlantic Star. If it's Lisa, go for Lisa, or Crowded House, if you don't think it's any of the 3. So our first answer is in from Corinda, and Corinda is saying Crowded House. It takes about 87. Where was I in 1987? I was in Burnley. Okay, and over to Harper. And Harper's got Crowded House, and the answer from Kelly is Crowded House. So yeah, okay, I got it anyway. You don't need the D. I knew it was Crowded House. And over to Corinda whilst we're still come through. Corinda wasn't even born. How to be so young, eh? Right, and John's vote is in, and we've got Crowded House. So I think it's safe to say that the correct answer to this one is Crowded House. You can't all be wrong. Right, so song number 7 then, well played. That was good. We're 6 out of 6. Team effort, definitely team effort. I would have got probably 2 out of 6 so far. So it's the teamwork that does it. So Waterfall, was it by Wendy and Lisa, Crowded House, Linda Ronstadt, or Public Enemy? Now, we're in a quandary here because we've had 3 of those as answers in previous questions. Hence my reminder that somebody can have more than one song in these 10 questions. 87, yeah, I was in Burnley in Lancashire, about 25 miles north of Manchester, home of Manchester United and Manchester City. Mind you, Burnley have got a football team as well, has to be said. And we're 9 points away from relegation, which is comforting, but we need another 2 wins, I think. And that would push us up the Premiership to be alongside such teams as Arsenal. Okay, and over to Corinda, he wasn't even born. Okay, and over to Bruce is saying Wendy and Lisa. And you've been joined by Fons Chamberlain, who's saying sorry, he's got the earache from Al. So I didn't mention it. I just said you couldn't make it this week, but there's Fons. Fons, thanks for joining in. And Kelly, Wendy and Lisa, and Corinda is coming back and saying, let's ask Alexa. I have no idea. Okay, we can't ask Alexa. Well, I could do, but what would happen? All right. And Harper in 87 was in his 11th year of high school. There you are. I think I'd left school by then. Pretty sure. Yes. Yeah, at that point, I had a son who was 14. I have a son, sorry, not had, have. Kelly's daughter was born in, was that 1987? It was a good year then, Kelly. Back to Harper. And Harper is saying it's in the 5th year, and then over to Corinda. You're not supposed to. Right, okay. I know what's happening now. I know why Corinda's first. He's going to Alexa and he's saying, who had a hit with? So I'm going to go Wendy and Lisa because Alexa said so and everybody else said so. So Waterfall was by that couple, and we got 7 out of 7. So Just to See Her was a hit for Atlantic Star, Lisa and Cult Jam, REM, or Smokey Robinson. And Kelly's agreeing, yes, it was a good year, and got Harper's answer to the last question, which is good. So all good. New question on the board. Atlantic Star, Lisa, REM, or Smokey Robinson. Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, to give them their full title. Yeah, I can definitely say I was there in 87. Over to Bruce. Bruce is going with Smokey Robinson and possibly the Miracles. Kelly is going with Smokey Robinson. And Harper's going with Smokey Robinson. I think we've got a consensus here that the answer, before Corinda gets here with Alexa, shall we all go with Smokey Robinson? Okay. Right, now there's Mandolin Rain is question 9. Was it Chicago, or was it Bruce Hornsby in the Range, Bruce Willis, or Robbie Neville? Now, I know who Robbie Neville is, but I don't, so I can't give him as an answer. And on the last question, John Upton also got it right. Well done, John. So the last question was Smokey Robinson. This question, Mandolin Rain, was it a hit for Chicago, Bruce Hornsby in the Range, Bruce Willis, another Bruce, or Robbie Neville? And Corinda and possibly Alexa are saying Bruce Hornsby. Bruce is going to pick one of the Bruces. Bruce Hornsby. Very good. Wait a minute, and let's hide the next. Come on to the next one. Harper. Bruce Hornsby, and John. Bruce Hornsby. So that doesn't help, John. There are 2 Bruces on the board. As far as I can see, I'm looking closely. I've got 2 Bruces on the scoreboard. And over to Kelly, who's going to put John right. Bruce Hornsby, and it's going to scroll now. Wait for it. The full answer will scroll through in a second. Bruce Hornsby and the Range. So our 9th question, the answer is Bruce Hornsby and the Range. Correct. Okay, now I don't want to put pressure on you at all. If you know the answer, though, it'd be good. The 10th song this week is Will You Still Love Me? Was it by Jody Watley, Kool and the Gang, Smokey Robinson, or Chicago? Will You Still Love Me? Jodie Watley, Cool in the Gang, Smokey Robinson, or Chicago? And this is for to get, and we've got an answer in, or possibly not. All right, okay. And John was hedging his bets. Okay, Chicago, says Bruce. Bruce, doing well. In fact, the whole team is doing well. The score is totally amazing. And if we can get 10 out of 10, then, well, you can't get better, really. What's always interesting is that not only do we get the score out of 10, we actually find out when other people took the quiz what happened to them. So let's just recap. Bruce says Chicago. Corinda says Chicago. Harper says Chicago. Kelly says Chicago. No doubt that if John voted, he would say Chicago too. So we'll go with Chicago. What a team! Excellent. Scored an A. The score is 10, and 10,721 people have taken the quiz, and their average score is just over 6. So you are the team. That's awesome. That's well done. I mean, to get 10 out of 10 on a year that you didn't know what it was coming in, and Corinda's saying you didn't have to ask good. And Chicago, John was right as well. And Kelly is saying 10 out, absolutely awesome. Team effort, definitely a team effort. I would have possibly got away. I'd have been less than average, let's say, but 10 from the team. Absolutely phenomenal score. And congratulations to everybody who took part and who answered. I mean, this is what makes it fun to do. I mean, we don't actually play to win. It's just coincidence. Well, it's not a coincidence. It's because of the and Corinda saying great, good team, and over to Harper, and Harper's giving a thumbs up, which I can now display on screen. Well, that's interesting. I can now display emoticons. So if you'd like to give it a test by just typing in a few emoticons, I'll try and show them on the screen. Teamwork, Alexa, Cirrus, and Google Assistant. I had a feeling that Google was in there somewhere, but the majority of the answers were given straight without any assistance whatsoever. So the 10 out of 10 is a people score, not an AI score. And over to Corinda. And Corinda is saying, Stephen, I saw your replay when I was back at hospital. I put replay, I love it, when you interview her. All right, okay. It was basically, did a show. I did a broadcast last week. Come to me. I did a broadcast last week with Inga Visnetsiev. I probably pronounced that wrong. Who's the product manager at Belive, and we went live in Belivers, and it was just a perfect show because Inga could answer all the technical questions, and she told us about the upcoming does exist going live on Belive from your mobile phone. And I know Brigitte is testing it, and I know several other people are actually testing it too. You will soon be able to go live on Belive from your mobile phone wherever you are. And that's just amazing. The initial release is on iPhones. I don't have an iPhone, so I can't play a part, but Brigitte is testing and she's invited me to be a guest. So hopefully tomorrow, Brigitte and I will get together and I will be a guest on a Belive mobile. It's something we've been waiting for a long time. It does mean that you can go out and about broadcasting. I've just been looking at gimbals again, so I can go out and about with the phone and take you all around devices and on my walks. It's going to be a game changer because not only do you have you can go, I know you can go live on Facebook on your mobile, but to have the Belive studio there and to be able to share your comments on screen whilst walking around and having a lower third and all sorts of wonderful things that are part of the studio. Is going to be good. Back to point. I did the live broadcast with Inga. It just, well, it was just so enjoyable too, because Inga knows she's got all the answers, and we answered everybody's questions. And then last night I did a replay, and I was sat there watching The Revenant, and just answering questions on mobile. And again, a lot more people watched it. In fact, that particular broadcast over 1,200 views. So it has got the message about Be Live. So how did you find her on LinkedIn or where? I hope we're talking about the same thing, Corinda. Inga is the product manager at Be Live, and she's the lady who oversees everything on the technical side. So back to Kelly, catch up with the comments and teamwork. That was a good comment. I need that on screen for a second, because that basically says teamwork. Alexa, Cyrus? Yeah, Cyrus. Sirius. No, Google Assistant. All helped or not. Okay, and over to Corinda, who asked a question about Inga, and over to Kelly, who's sending emoticons through. Yes, that one works too. And John, is it cold, Kelly? No, mind, is it cold in Canada? It's cold in England, John. It's darn cold here. It's going to be cold the whole of this week. How are you doing for snow? I know there's been snow up north, but has there been snow in the Midlands too? Okay. And right, that's it, Harper. That's it. All the icons are working. So this is obviously a great step forward. You can now use emoticons in your comments. This is one that slipped under my radar, which makes it a lot easier, because I used to have to tell people, don't put emoticons. I can't see them in the studio. All I see is squiggles. So we have emoticons. Let's celebrate having emoticons on Be Live, because that's brilliant for the phone. And Corinda is saying, I tested and it works. Okay, good. Over to Kelly. And Kelly is saying it's -9, but it feels like -13 in Sarnia, Ontario. We're not quite that cold, but we are a British cold, which means that we didn't go outside today. Does it work with XSplit on mobile? No. XSplit is, I don't know. I'll have to find out, Corinda. That's a question that we can come up against, and we can check things out. And all right, okay. This is an in-joke between the Blabbing for Britain team. Question is, are you going for a 2.5-hour walk at midnight? Our good friend Peter Stewart, we know he, on Sundays, he goes out for his country walks at midday before lunch. And we enjoy those because we can actually see where he's going. Earlier, well, it must have been yesterday, he decided to go for a walk at midnight. Now, this is brilliant, but if you go live on your mobile at midnight, the only thing we can see is you, because we can't see where you're going because it's dark, even with streetlights. Streetlights is another topic. John, to answer your question, I will not be going for a walk, a 2.5-hour walk at midnight. Peter can tell us all about it. Obviously, he was just in the mood to go for a walk and did so. More power to him. But I don't think, wouldn't do that in devices. Definitely wouldn't do that in devices. Okay. And over to Corinda. Thank you for the question, John. And Corinda's saying, yup. And that's the temperature from Kelly. I'm trying to keep up with the comments. It's snowing in London. Right, if it's snowing in London, then it's snowing everywhere. If the weather in London is bad, the weather everywhere is bad. That's the way it works in the UK. BBC News, ITV News, the country will be in snow down because we've got some snow in London. Over to Kelly. Never again. Well, that's one of Peter's sayings as well. Okay. Strange that he's not here today. YouTube test, yes. No, I can't see the emoticons from YouTube, but I can see them from Facebook. All right, Peter was walking the dog today. I have to watch the replay. Yeah, generally he tells a good tale when he's out and about, so I'll enjoy watching the replays too. Okay, and over to John, and John is saying Saturday nights. Oh, it was Saturday night, Sunday morning. Okay, I stand corrected. The days sort of merge because it's only Monday today, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so Saturday night, Sunday morning, midnight walk. I wonder if you could do a synchronized midnight walk where everybody goes out of the houses at midnight, and when we've got Be Live, 4 of us could go out on mobile and join up with each other and compare walks. And over to Corinda. So thank you, Corinda. That's a bit odd. They say need to add emoji on YouTube as well. Yeah, I would agree, but one step at a time. We didn't know about emojis on Facebook until a moment ago. In fact, quite possibly, if I can go back here, the first emoji, one of the first emojis, was by Harper. Yeah, so Harper, you can claim to have the first emoji on Be Live. Okay, let's scroll down all the comments. Get back to the last one. The last one was. Oh, right, you could see the deer. Okay, fine. I take it back, but it must have been dark. I'll have to watch it. I'll have to watch it. Where do we go from here? So I've done the quiz. I can stop screen sharing and hide that. I could bring that up on screen. Should I bring that up on screen? What is it? Okay, if you're watching the broadcast earlier with myself and Nick, and you got to the 7-minute 30 mark and it stopped, we know it stopped. It's a very strange story. Nick carried on talking at 7 minutes 30. He was talking about the video that he was showing. I was in the studio. Nick's feed had disappeared entirely, so I took Nick off the screen and I went on the screen and I played a video. But neither Nick or I actually made it to Facebook and YouTube because something happened. Occasionally you're going to get glitches. Today's was amazing because we both thought we were live on air when we weren't. So if you caught that show, you catched on the replay, it did end rather dramatically. Well, it wasn't dramatic. It just stopped running. And this is what I love about live broadcasting. Over to Corinda. We're trying to. It's with the Be Live Tech department at the moment. I'm trying to find out what happened. I'm also trying to find out whether my dolphins are actually causing a problem on Facebook. And I did a dolphin video earlier today. Roz thinks that her show was taken down because of the video. I'm not too sure on that, so I'm checking the dolphins out. But it wasn't the dolphins. I did a broadcast, test broadcast earlier with the dolphins, and the test broadcast is still there. Facebook are getting pretty hot on playing music on broadcasts. And as John knows, in the last 2 weeks, I've had 2 complaints. One, I did the reaction of, oh, not again. And I just thought, well, just delete the video. It was from 6 months ago, so just delete the video. Then I got a complaint about the same song. I thought, no, I'm going to argue the point because I've got a license for this music. And I won. And I went up to John. I said, yay, music on Facebook is hit and miss because Roz and another broadcaster have their videos Friday and Saturday. Stopped by Facebook. So we don't know what's going on at the moment. The AI is being tweaked every single day, and one day it will all settle down, but not today. Over to Corinda. Yeah. No, we didn't play any music. We didn't play any music. It was a technical fault. Facebook and YouTube were still live. Uh, right. The emoticons display were the right topic, but a different design from Facebook. Right. Okay. So what's actually happening is we're getting deeper on this. The emoticons are displayed on Facebook. The message, the text and the emoticons are going to be live. And this is the clever bit, as John's just discovered. They're actually substituting their own emoticon set for the Facebook set. So it's the same meaning, but different image. Well spotted, John. Okay, and over to Corinda. And Corinda's saying, yeah, I've seen YouTube don't like in video because last time I did in video with the music, it didn't like it. If you create a video within video, then as John will affirm, the music is licensed. Okay, and the license isn't yours, it's licensed to InVideo. So if YouTube do, right, okay, I hate doing this. YouTube have a rule 3 strikes and you're out. So if you appeal 3 times and lose, then you lose your channel. So in your situation, Corinda, I would say that to accept what YouTube said is probably the right thing. But in terms of the copyright actually is leased to InVideo. And if you make an InVideo video with their music, then you shouldn't have a problem at all. And you can appeal it. And there is a link somewhere in the InVideo Facebook group that gives you the text to actually send to YouTube so that, yeah, I mean, YouTube, to be fair, YouTube just mute that section of the video. That's the best way to do it. Facebook don't always, Facebook sometimes do more than that, and that's where the pain comes. So thank you for that, Corinda. And again from Corinda, yeah, okay, okay. I did a blog on my own blog site. Facebook have royally screwed up going live on Facebook. When you schedule, as you all know, when you schedule a Facebook Live, it creates a post on Facebook, but that Facebook post doesn't go anywhere. And it's not until you actually go live that it creates the video post on Facebook, which means that you can't share before you go live. I'm live now, but I cannot share this broadcast because I'm talking to you. And if I went off and said, excuse me for 5 minutes, I'm going to play the dolphin countdown clock, and then I went to the share, then you'd be rightly, well, I mean, your listening is the most important. So you can't share a Facebook video anymore. You can't do it before the show because you can't get at it until you're actually live. Unless you've got a personal assistant who's got the same permissions as you can't share it. Okay. You can cross post it and the cross post still works. So you can cross post before the show and that still works. But the thing is, if you're not on Facebook and you're not on YouTube, what can you do? And I've started the journey of trying to find out the alternatives to going live on Facebook. Okay. The first place you can go live without going to Facebook is you can go live to your website. Now, to go live to your website, you can't use Be Live at the moment, hint, hint, but you can use Restream.io. Restream.io have a video player of their own. It has an embed code. You simply paste that into a blog post on your website. When you go live on YouTube, when you go live on Restream, without going live on YouTube, you'll see the video on a web page on your website. That's the first way to do it. But we would like to stream on Be Live. So I'm looking for other places to actually stream to. You can stream on Vimeo, but the prices are prohibitive. I'm just about to renew my basic Vimeo Premium account, but it's not worth $600 a year to me, so I won't be paying the larger fee. I'll take the smaller fee. But I am looking for places that you can actually go live on. So if you do know places you can go live, which are not Facebook and YouTube, if you can let me know. Back to the comments. I may pick a wrong comment first, so bear with me. Okay, and I think we've got the comments. The last comment I've got is this one. And I think someone need to write to... I don't think writing to people at the top level, the thing is that if you're writing to people at the top level, Podbean is good for sound. I don't know. I'll have to look at that. Anything's possible. I shall investigate. I'll try and look everywhere that's possible that we can actually broadcast from. Right. Okay. I'm hoping that Fonz will be back next Monday. Fonz, if you're still watching, get well soon. I'm going to, when I speak to Nick next, I'm going to ask him to be a standby host for next week's show, because it's good that we have the quiz. If you're up for another quiz, then just say yes, and we can do not a pop quiz. Let's go to Trivia Plaza. If anybody would like to do a history quiz, then just type history in the comments and we'll do a quick history quiz. Okay, now I have to tell you that this will be American history. So you've got to be good at American history, but we can do a history quiz if we get enough votes. Okay. Right, okay. Well, I have enjoyed the broadcast today. I want to thank everybody who joined me. I came in without any agenda, as usual, and it's been my pleasure to actually go live with you today and talk to you. Live again tomorrow, just me, with a question and answer session, which will be on my Facebook page and on YouTube, and I'll be looking behind the scenes at Be Live, and the updates that are being made. I'm just chuffed that we're going to have a mobile version there. And over to Kelly. Jeopardy, no. Okay. Is there a free Jeopardy site anywhere? If it's a Jeopardy site that we can actually use without doing any copyright, I'm willing to try anything. Yeah, I mean, if anybody knows of a quiz site, we can do a change from the pop quiz, and we can do anything you like, really. I mean, the whole point of this is networking, is interacting, and having some fun while doing it. So I'm game. And over to Kelly again. Oh no, we're not playing chess. We've done that. Been there, done that. Got the T-shirt. We did. Corinda joined us as well as Kelly, and we did a chess program. And chess is a brilliant game. Probably the best game that's ever been discovered, invented. But it's like watching paint dry. Even a 5-minute chess game is like watching paint dry. And I mean, I don't mind getting beat because the guy was better than me. That's not a problem. But it's not visually pleasing. If it's two grandmasters playing and you actually learn whilst they're playing, so you're watching and learning at the same time. Oh, he's done that move. That makes more sense. I usually, yeah. So the learning process, if you're watching grandmasters, that's good. And I know there is on Twitch, there are several chess channels that you can go and watch. And the thing is that they have commentary as well. So if you want to sort of polish up your chess skills, then Twitch is the place to go. Several great chess channels over there. And I've been watching them, not religiously, but I have been watching them. Okay, right. This seems a natural end to the show. Thank you for watching, everybody. Take care. And we did it. We got 10 out of 10. You got 10 out of 10. I helped. I just put the questions on. But thank you this week and take care. And I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.